What's up, board fam? Eric here, and this is absolutely hilarious. This is glorious. So over on Fox News, they used a clip from Gary, Nerdrotic's channel, but didn't properly credit him, which has him so salty. We can see the tweet on the screen. I'm going to read it here in a second, give my thoughts on it, and then we're going to watch the clip. But he is so salty about this. So I think it's hilarious. Please do more of this. Please do more of this. I think it's so funny. But they're trying to build a narrative, and they're using his content to build that narrative. And it's all a grift. It's all just outrage grifting. However, I do want to shout out a video I made earlier today. If you haven't seen it, I'm going to put it up in the corner here. It's Critical Drinker on the Fox News equivalent, GB News overseas, talking about how Star Wars is still dead, and even though they fought hard to get rid of Kathleen Kennedy, nothing's going to change. He kind of admits it. He shows his hand in the video. You definitely want to check that out. And moving forward, if you're not locked in and subscribed to the channel with notifications on, you're going to miss content because I'm going to be uploading multiple videos a day, some of the days throughout the week. So you get an afternoon video from me and an evening video from me. And if you want to get locked in on that and get more content, you definitely want to be subscribed. So leave a comment down below and leave a like. Let's watch this video quickly. Actually, you know what? Let's read the tweet first, then we'll watch the video. My Spock action figure made it on the Gutfield show. Thanks for the shout out at Greg Gutfield, who's a piece of garbage, absolute garbage human being, just a dumbass, doesn't belong anywhere near any sort of news discussions or anything like that. If you've ever seen him, you know that he contributes absolutely nothing. He is a propaganda mouthpiece for Fox News. Jumping in and giving out bad faith commentary, which this is why this narrative doesn't really shock me too much. Sincerely, some dude, a YouTuber. So he's really mad. He tags Greg here. He's tagging him because he's like, notice me, daddy. Please notice me, daddy. The media outlets that they would look at and go, we don't want to be like those guys because we're not access media. We're not out here trying to get into the system, which we all know is a lie. We know it's fake. We know that both Gary and Critical Drinker want to get into the system. They've been fighting hard to do it. And so it's to me, it's just like, what are you arguing about? What are you complaining about? You're not part of this ecosystem. And you're not going to be. You're going to continue to be on YouTube screaming and yelling, old men yelling at clouds. Let's watch the clip.
So, Sherrod, do you know that they let the episode go out free on YouTube?
Okay.
And they had barely 1,000 people tune in.
Right. And I've already debunked this, but we're going to talk about it again here. A lot of times, Paramount, Universal, all these different places will release a teaser, like one episode from a season, or if they do a split premiere, or if they do a double premiere or triple premiere, they'll put out one episode so that people can go watch that at any point because it's just there. If you go there, it's still there for you to look at. It wasn't just a live stream. It wasn't just like news like this where it's just airing and then you can't go watch it later, through normal means. It's there. It's on their channel. They're not hiding it. It's not locked behind a paywall. Matter of fact, Landman, I checked on this. Landman, the show that all of these right-wing grifters seem to love so much, you can try it for free. The entire season. You can watch the whole thing on YouTube through the Try It Free Paramount system. Even though that one's fighting back against woke, I guess using YouTube at all for them is a problem, right? One of the things that's interesting is when this came out, you could watch it multiple places, right? This is why this is such a bad faith statement. It's such a narrative building statement from a bunch of boomer brained idiots, right? So it's available to watch through Paramount and through any service that allows you to subscribe to Paramount, like Amazon or any of these other services. There's plenty of them around the world that will let you use Paramount for a discounted rate through their service. You can watch it in any of those places. So YouTube isn't the only place to watch the episode. And certainly a lot of people weren't watching it live. Like, it's not that kind of show where you're watching, I got to watch it at 8 o'clock. It's not what people are doing. So they weren't doing that. So here it's already a bad faith statement to assume that because people weren't tuning in to a show on YouTube where you can watch multiple different places. Like, what were the views like in the other places? If you're doing a comprehensive commentary on this, if you're doing real journalism on this, you would say on YouTube it got X amount of views, and then we looked at the ratings in these different places and they gave us these numbers or whatever. But you can't do that because those places don't provide those numbers immediately, so you don't have them right away. So they do the goldfish brain thing and speak specifically to their audience full of a bunch of minions that are just full of brain rot, and they go, yeah, look at Star Trek. On this particular day, at this one point in time, it just wasn't getting a lot of views. And so that to them is the totality of the popularity of Star Trek, which is just completely bad faith. Completely bad faith. But let's see what else he has to say here.
Oh, wow. Well, that must be low. The person in the yellow who was talking, that's Tom Cruise, right?
Yes.
Tom Cruise? Okay.
What?
Looks taller now.
I don't even know what he's talking about.
Looks taller in space.
Yeah. But they, some dude, a YouTuber,
Some dude, Nerdrotic has been demoted to some dude. You can't even lick the right-wing balls hard enough for them to get your name right on a YouTube stream, on a channel. They don't even want to say your name, bro. They don't want to give you even a little bit of fucking clout. Not even the tiniest bit of clout. They have demoted you to some dude on YouTube. That's got to sting. That's got to sting, right? He's got arguably the largest fandom podcast on YouTube, which is why getting a lot of views on a live stream in general isn't weird, right? But they've demoted you to some dude, which I think is hilarious. By the way, I think that one comedian or whatever the fuck his name was talking about Tig here in this clip. Whatever. They always say they can tell though, right? You can tell if somebody is trans. You can tell if somebody's a man or a woman because you just know from looking at them. But here the joke is you can't tell if she's a man or woman, right? That's the joke, according to the guy on the couch. Some dude. Let's continue.
Streamed Spock action figure sitting in an empty chair, and it got 3 times more viewers.
Because people like watching the old stuff.
Right, because this is the old stuff. Listen to this commentary from these idiots that don't even care about fucking Star Trek. They don't care about any of this stuff. And you know what? This is just an extension of what we get from Nerdrotic and Critical Drinker and all these guys. They don't care about this stuff. Not the way they say they do. So you're telling me that a action figure of Spock on a live stream, on a channel that's known for live streaming, that's known for having a large podcast, that this is people wanting to see the old stuff. Newsflash, they could just watch the old stuff. If you don't like the new stuff that's coming out, you can watch the old stuff. And guess where that old stuff is? It's on Paramount Plus, the same fucking streaming service that you're making fun of for premiering this episode of Star Trek on YouTube. Do you see how the brain rot infects their fucking minds? How bad it is? They can't zoom out to understand what they're saying. The narrative they're painting doesn't add up. It doesn't make any sense. Like, the people that are making Star Trek right now are controlled by a bunch of Trumpers. That's who controls this company now. So what are you talking about? That there's some issue with it. They're the ones that are in charge of this. They pulled a segment from 60 Minutes, which they finally decided to air the CCOT segment, but they pulled a segment from 60 Minutes hours before it was supposed to air. So you're telling me that they couldn't be like, we're not going to air the show? We don't have faith in it. We're not going to air it. You're telling me they couldn't do that? That was impossible for them to do that? Give me a break.
Original is more fun to watch.
Yes.
And it still applies to everything that's going on today.
Yeah.
So you just recasting it with all these people from like One Tree Hill or wherever they from. I don't buy it. I don't like it.
Yeah, you know.
But I like
Which is funny. I made this comment on a live stream, and I'm going to say it here. Why are we comparing it to shows that were popular and saying that's a bad thing? 90210, One Tree Hill, Dawson's Creek. These are all shows that were well received by the demographic that Starfleet Academy is trying to market to. It would be different if you were using an example of a TV show from back in the day that didn't perform well. It had one season, it was canceled, right? I would look at that and go, well, that's probably not a good show then. Why would they copy that? But if you're comparing it to other coming of age TV shows that performed well and saying this makes it a problem, fam, that doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. Why are you comparing it to other successful things and going, well, look, it's trying to do what this did. But then also you're saying it's just rehashing what they did in the original Star Trek, which, by the way, you say is still doing things that we're doing today. When most people who don't know about Star Trek talk about the original Star Trek, they're actually talking about the Next Generation. That's what they're actually talking about, because they don't know, they don't think about the OG series. Matter of fact, they might not even think about that series at all. They might think of the OG Star Trek as the movies that came out with William Shatner and Leonard Nimoy. They might think about those. They might even think about the fucking TV show back in the day, which was canceled, by the way. The OG Star Trek was originally canceled. But let's continue.
I like to see the brother working in the back, yeah.
Yes, exactly.
The new wharf.
So, Sherrod, do you know that?
Oh, so right. So now we're looking in the background and going, oh, there's a black guy in the back. So that's a problem. Ha ha. Fox News eats that up. The reality of it is these guys here, I gotta pull up the picture of Gary here. All right, there we go. So Nerdrotic here is super salty, super upset. He is seething here. Some dude, a YouTuber, let me tag daddy and let him know that he didn't actually properly give me credit. So I want to make sure people know, people see. It's really interesting to me to disparage a service like Paramount for using YouTube as a platform to promote a TV show, while also using YouTube as a way to disparage the show because they're using YouTube. It's just, it makes my brain hurt. These guys, the narrative is so obvious now. It's very clear that the rest of the country is getting fed up with this grade A bullshit nonsense, this culture war stuff that they fought with to get into power, to get elected. And now they're realizing, oh shit, my groceries are more expensive. Oh shit, people in my neighborhood are getting disappeared by the government. Oh shit, all of this stuff that I was complaining about, Marvel, Star Wars, Star Trek, Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, all of it led to this. It led to a narrative-driven political ideology. How did I miss that? This is what these guys are saying now. How did I miss that? I didn't realize that. That's what it always was, bro. This is what it always was. Now you have people on Fox News diverting attention away from real issues that are going on. Again, Fox News are away from real issues that are going on to dunk on Star Trek and ignoring all kinds of nuance and context. Just bad faith as fuck. Please keep using Gary's clip and not crediting him, so he has to tag you every single time. I would love to see him just have to fucking tag Daddy every time Daddy talks about him. That would be hilarious to me. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe, everybody. Love you folks. I'll see you in the next video.